Rocket Knight Adventures is a 1993 action platformer/shooter by Konami for the Sega Genesis. You play as Sparkster, the titular Rocket Knight. Rocket Knights are opossums who wield swords and jetpacks and use their prehensile tails to climb deftly if need be. I actually did not know that possums had prehensile tails until I played this. I looked it up and sure enough they do. We have them around where I live and I've seen them plenty of times but never hanging by the tail. Side note, be good to opossums. They're very gentle creatures that rid us of legitimately dangerous pests. They rarely carry rabies due to their low body temperature, and they are North America's only marsupial. From what I gathered from the rather esoteric cutscenes, Sparkster's quest is to rescue the princess, who is human for some reason, from the evil opossum knight who teamed up with pigs from another planet? It isn't particularly clear, but the game isn't driven by the plot, so who really cares? The gameplay is great. Sparkster controls well, and the hit detection is excellent. Sprite hitboxes are pixel perfect, not some invisible square around them. The platforming is well done, it's just slippery enough and just tight enough to feel natural, similar to the Super Mario series. You can charge your jetpack and blast off with it, and this is used in pretty clever ways, like bouncing off of walls or simply to reach things that you couldn't otherwise. Your tail is used to grab branches and poles to increase the versatility of the platforming as well. Some levels take on the form of a shoot-'em-up style and they control very well. They don't go full bullet hell on you, but they don't shy away from testing your reflexes either. The graphics are also very good. One of my least favorite parts of the Genesis is the overuse of dithering to increase the machine's performance. A lot of colors end up looking washed out, and while Rocket Knight does have some dithering, the colors still look solid and there's very little slowdown. There are some clever uses of graphical effects in the game, like here when you see the reflection in the lava to see the platforms obscured by the foreground. Rocket Knight's soundtrack might be my favorite part. It's excellent. Aki Hada did a great job creating music that reflected the game's hybridization of medieval and science fiction. A lot of the pieces she composed sound like 70s progressive rock, nightly music on heavy synthesizers. You can definitely hear a heavy Keith Emerson influence on her keyboard compositions, similar to some of the Squaresoft composers of the time, like Nobuo Uematsu of Final Fantasy or Yasunori Mitsuda of Chrono Trigger. The bosses in Rocket Knight are well-tested, tough but fair style fights, similar to Dark Souls. Some of them can be cheesed, but most of them have a distinct pattern that is recognizable and avoidable. In my opinion, a boss fight is well designed if it's tough at first, but once you know it, you can make it through without getting hit at all. Some of the bosses have their issues though. This snake fight made clever use of the foreground and background of the waterfall. It looks really nice, but it was awkward to play through, and the strategy was just to stand still and spam charge attacks. Playing tennis with this boss was awful. Not only do you have to hit the bombs back to him, but you have to aim the hit, which ended up being very difficult. The second phase of one of the final battles just has you stand still and spam attack to get through it. There is no way that should be this easy. My main gripe with the game is that the health is pretty difficult to come by. Most of the time you die, it's more of a war of attrition than it is a difficult segment. The checkpoints are pretty lenient, but extra lives are pretty tough to come by. I have issues with the live/continue system in general, but in this case it's more of a relic of the time than it is a flaw with the game itself. One section in particular gave me a lot of grief. I knew it was going to suck the moment they give you a free 1-up right away. That's never a good sign. These spiked pigs kill you in one hit, and there's a part where there's not enough room to get past them. I didn't know what to do, but I eventually got past on a fluke. I still have no idea how this worked. Overall, I had a lot of fun with the game, and I would definitely recommend a playthrough. The gameplay is great, the soundtrack is excellent, and the story is... well, the story's nothing, but the game is fun, and that's what matters. Thanks for watching.